necesitan de hacer es entrar a esta llamada de Zoom. Si tienen un teléfono pueden abrir su cámara y les va a conectar a la línea de Zoom y van a poder seleccionar su línea de interpretación. ¿Quién no sabe hacer esto para que les podamos ayudar? ¿Todos saben? ¿Usted no sabe? Ok, ¿alguien que le pueda ayudar ahí? Ok, todos los demás ya van a estar en la línea de Zoom. Okay, so we're gonna do interpretation via Zoom tonight. On the flyer, we asked for you to bring headphones. Please let us know if you don't have headphones. I think we have some headphones around. But please log into the Zoom line. You can open up your camera and join via the QR code. Okay. Entonces, mi gente, ¿entraron a la llamada de Zoom? ¿Van a tener interpretación? ¿Sí? ¿No? ¿Estamos listos? Ok, línea de español. Okay, so when I speak in Spanish, in English, or anybody else speaks in Spanish, you're going to hear the interpretation on the Spanish line through our interpreter over here. Those that are on the Spanish line, thumbs up if you're hearing the Spanish line.
Les pido por favor, si me están escuchando en la sala de español actualmente en Zoom, levanten su mano derecha. Gracias.
Oh, yes, sorry. Are we ready for the translator? Everything's good?
No, we need the person for English.
I'm waiting, I think, on the next to last interpreter. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
So we're going to have to wait a couple more minutes. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if she's here.
Okay.
Bienvenidas y bienvenidos. Aquí en el puente estamos muy contentos de darles la bienvenida a todos y a todas. Un poquito sobre el puente y el espacio donde están. El puente es una organización comunitaria defendiendo los derechos humanos de nuestra comunidad. Este fue nuestro primer espacio, no es el único, pero sí es nuestra oficina nacional. Hemos estado aquí por 40 años y nuestro compromiso es inspirar y crecer líderes para la paz y la justicia. Sabemos que esto que vamos a discutir hoy es de suma importancia, tiene que ver con nuestros derechos, con nuestro futuro, con nuestra seguridad, y estamos más que contentos de recibir a nuestros oficiales electos, a todas las organizaciones que están aquí para ayudarles hoy, y simplemente queremos que se sientan como en casa. Si necesitan los baños están por este pasillo, a su derecha. Si necesitan agua, está allá atrás, también hay botellitas por ahí. Y cualquier otra cosa que necesite, bueno, nos dejan saber. I just want to briefly welcome you to the space. This is El Puente. El Puente is a human rights organization with the mission to inspire and nurture leaders for peace and justice. We are more than happy to be able to host our elected officials today, as well as all of our partner organizations, to really discuss an issue that has to do with our safety, with our dignity, with our future. So we just want you to feel at home. If you need the restrooms, you're gonna go through this hallway to your right. If you need some water, in the back we do have some water for you, and if anything else comes up, you all let us know. Feel at home. With that, we are waiting for one of our interpreters, so it might be a few minutes. Estamos esperando que nos llegue una de las personas.
We're good to go.
Ok, estamos ya ready para empezar y es con alegría que le doy la bienvenida a Denise, quien les va a estar hablando de todo lo que vamos a hacer juntos hoy.
Gracias, thank you. My name is Denise Merrimon. I'm the community organizer with St. Nick's. We're here today to discuss good cause, right? So I just want to get a temperature check. How are you guys feeling today? Cool. So I'm just going to give you the quick run of show. We're going to first start off with introductions from Senator Salazar, Assemblywoman Gallagher to kick it off. But after them, we're going to be talking about what is good cause, PowerPoint from Jen from Make the Road. Then we're going to hear some testimonies from tenants and organizations for advocacy on good cause. We're going to have some lists of speakers that include Communities Resists, CUF, Ridgewood Tenant Union, St. Nick's Alliance, and we're going to have a Q&A where you, the audience, get to choose and pick your questions for us. With this in mind, I just want to say that in the background we have Miranda. She's going to be handing out Post-its. If you guys have questions whenever you're seeing the presentation or any moment in the show, please write down your questions for her in the back. And we're going to finalize it with a call to action, right? So with that in mind, I'm going to present it to Senator Salazar.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. And thank you to El Puente for hosting us this evening in your beautiful space. Yes, I'm so grateful to be here with all of you. I am Senator Julia Salazar. I represent this district, parts of Williamsburg, Bushwick, Cypress Hills, East New York, and Ridgewood in the state Senate. I also am the sponsor of a very important bill that we are talking about this evening called the Good Cause Eviction Bill. This bill is extremely important to me. It was the first bill that I drafted as a senator, as a new senator in 2019. And the purpose of this legislation is to protect families from unjust evictions and unreasonably high rent increases. This is a problem that so many families across our city and our state are dealing with on a daily basis. People are struggling just to pay their bills, to keep a roof over their heads, and unfortunately, even for families who are working so hard to continue to pay their rent, if they live in an unregulated apartment, there is no guarantee that they will be able to stay when their lease expires, even if they do everything right as a tenant. So the purpose of this bill is to give housing insecurity to people who are living in unregulated housing, which is actually most of us. It's most tenants, and most people in New York City actually are tenants, the majority of residents of our city. So we come in great numbers, and I've seen the power of renters across our city and our state demonstrated in the support for this bill over the past 4 years that we have been fighting for it. I'll also just add, before I pass it over to my colleague, Assemblywoman Emily Gallagher, that earlier today it was reported that a court in the city of Albany struck down a local law in Albany that would have implemented a local version of good cause eviction, citing that the state, it was the only entity that could actually implement this law. What that means is it is even more urgent now for us to act at the state level to make good cause eviction law, because there are towns and cities in different parts of the state who have tried to do this to protect families from eviction and from super high rent increases, but none of them are actually able to do it where they live, such as in the city of Albany, in the city of Newburgh, for example. They're not able to actually implement it because we haven't acted yet at the state level. So it's really important that we pass this for the sake of people all over our state, so that families can continue to stay in our homes. And I am going to go ahead and pass it over to Assemblywoman Emily Gallagher.
Good evening, everyone. I am Assemblymember Emily Gallagher, and I would like to also thank El Puente for hosting us tonight, and for the number of incredible neighborhood organizations like St. Nick's Alliance, Communities Resist, United Neighbors Organization, Los Suras, for coming tonight and representing the tenants that are 82% of District 50. So we are a vast majority of this district. And I represent Williamsburg and Greenpoint District 50, and every day in my office, we receive calls from constituents asking us, how is it legal that my rent has been raised $500? How is it legal that I'm being told after 20 years of living in my apartment that I have to leave because the landlord now wants to charge $1,000 more for my apartment? Every single day, we have to tell our constituents and our neighbors that unfortunately, there is not a lot we can do for you. Good cause eviction would change that. It would give every renter the opportunity to have a reasonable conversation about what rent is reasonable for their apartment, and they would have much more security in what their future looks like. Tenants have built this district. Tenants are the heart of this community, and I am here to fight for tenants and to make sure that our community stays strong. So I am so grateful to be in a partnership with the Senator Salazar, and I want to tell you that there is a huge community of people fighting for you in Albany. But it will take all of our voices to get the rights that we deserve here in New York City and across the state. And I also want to tell you that this is not just a New York City problem. In Rochester, in Buffalo, in Syracuse, in Albany, and in a number of smaller towns and cities throughout the state, people are having the same stakes that we are facing here. Raise your hand if you have cried or lost sleep over fear of a rent increase. Okay, quite a few of us, yes, yes. I have, and I still do, despite the fact of being your assembly member. So, I am here to help, and I am here to listen and to support you, and I am really excited that so many of you have shown up to learn about this legislation, to learn about your rights, and to join the fight for preserving our community. Thank you.